Oh, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our live stream on a Monday. How is everybody doing? Ooh, big part of the year, people. Spring marathon and half marathon seasons here. Woo-hoo-hoo. Congrats to everybody who ran Brighton and Paris yesterday, by the way. If you ran one of them, let me know in the comments what you think about it. How you felt like it went in terms of as an event versus, say, some of the others. Let me know what the Paris Marathon Finishers T-shirt was like. Was there even one? Because the Brighton one was pretty terrible. But yes, we got a big week. We've got Manchester Marathon this week. 50,000 people up there going to be running the Manchester Marathon, which is pretty exciting. I want to give a shout out early doors to our volunteers at the Brighton Marathon and also our upcoming volunteers at the Manchester Marathon and London Marathon. And also thank you, by the way, to everybody who said hello to me yesterday at the London Landmarks Half Marathon. I was in London. Thanks, Gary. I was in London and I had a great time. So, so big part of the year. I am tapering, and the only thing that I'm doing well at the moment is eating. In terms of running and managing my own mind in the middle of the taper, I'm absolutely in pieces, which some of you who've been through that will probably understand. But yes, I'm in a tapering mess. I hate tapering with a passion. So, but I want you to join me. I want you to put in any questions or comments into the chat. Okay. Put them into the live stream. If you're listening to this as a podcast, thank you very much for taking us out on your run with you. We got a lot of people who listen to this as a podcast, and I really appreciate every single one of you. So thank you very much if you are taking this out on a run with you. So thank you very much. But yes, please get in the comments and ask away. I appreciate it's a bit of a lull, and I do appreciate it's it's race season, so a lot of people ain't that bothered about shoes and things like that. You can see that from the amount of releases out there at the moment. So, if you didn't see, we put a Pegasus 42 review out. That's out on the channel. What else? I don't know what we've got. We've got like a what's it called video? Not best of sort of thing video this week. I've got 2 shoes that I really like at the moment, and I'll at some point put them onto film and edit those. One of them is a stability shoe, which is cracking. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, we've got some bits and bobs coming, but not a hell of a lot of shoe content around because it's that time of the year. All right. What else do you need to know? Chasing Dreams is Sunday. That's coming out, our sort of last episode before the race. So if you've not been following along to that, I've been put a series together about my London Marathon training. I'll go back and we're on episode 7 at the moment, so this will be episode 8. So check that out. It's a reflective one. Also got a bit of London landmarks in there as well, some other bits and bobs. But talking about like the mental side of things for how I've got on with the training and that sort of thing. So that comes out on Sunday. But a lot of you will be running the Manchester Marathon, I'm guessing. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So, I think that's about it in terms of the channel. We've got a pod this week. I think that might be Malcolm's one. Thanks again for all the love for the half marathon ones we've been doing and the Boston Marathon talk and all those sort of bits and bobs. We will be doing a pod post-London, which will be me and Hayden. We'll talk about London. So keep an eye out for that one. And I think we've got a live coming up as well. So that's pretty much it. What's going on? So I'm in full taper mode and I'm not liking it at all. I absolutely hate it. But yes, if you are joining us, and thank you very much to everybody who's joining us, we will start to dive into the questions and comments now. So get anything you want to know in there and I will pick them up as we go through. I do want to give a shout out to Dawn as well. If she's listening, just to send some love her way tonight. Okay. I'm just going to say evening all. Ben's the first question tonight. Ben, Evening, Chris. Are you still using creatine? And did you see a benefit when using it? I am using creatine. I've actually increased the amount of creatine I've taken over the last 2 weeks. I've gone from 5 milligrams up to 9 milligrams. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Do I feel like it's made a difference? I'm not sure. Like the science shows it does. You got to consistently take it. I've been progressing in the gym, lifting heavier than I've ever lifted before. I've stopped doing that now. I'm literally in the gym for maintenance now. But I'll pick that back up once I've got London out of the way. Um, but the science does say that creatine works. So yeah, I can't say it's had a negative impact. Probably a better way of saying it. A bit on the fence, but yeah. I have changed. I was using the Kendall powder. I'm now using my protein capsules. Don't think that makes any difference, but just so you know, because I've got a deal on them. So that was that. Yeah. So I have switched it around. I'm taking a little bit more at the moment. But yeah, good question, Ben. To start tonight off, evening, everybody. Well done, James. Yesterday in Brighton, absolutely smashed it. If you want some help with your coaching, James PB'd yesterday in Brighton by quite some way. If you want some help with coaching for the autumn, get in touch today, or whenever you listen to this. Hello at FORDYRuns.com. All right, get in touch, please, and let us know if you need some help with not necessarily just the autumn, but longer term. Something that we can work on over 18 months, something like that. If you want to really progress, then let me know. Get in touch, hello at FORDYRuns.com, and we can have a chat. Okay. Martin's got Manchester Marin Oil as well. Yeah, I know, mate. I'm with you. Mine's really kicked in. So I ran 13 miles yesterday, and I was just like, and I ran it at Marathon Goalpost. I was like, how the hell am I going to run this for London? It's just like total, which is why I hate tapering. With a passion, but it does do us good. Okay. 2 3/4 UK. Any chance you have the Elite V5 London colourway to hand? Thinking of ordering some tonight, but feel they look pony on pictures. How are they in person? Mine are upstairs. I wore them yesterday. Unfortunately for you. Mine are upstairs with my running kit from yesterday. Don't tell Nick. She'll kill me. But I'm just wondering, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see a picture of them on there, if that helps. At 40_runs. You should be following me anyway on Instagram. But if you go over to, I was wearing them yesterday. And actually, they're in. I did a reel with London Landmarks. They're in that reel. You'll see them in action, but they are cracking in terms of the way they look. So yeah, definitely just get them. 200 quid. This is good feedback. Brighton was just as awesome supporting as it was running last year. There we go. Big crowds at Brighton yesterday. I think it's getting bigger and bigger every year. A lot of love for the Brighton Marathon, which I think, as I say, I did it last year and I was blown away by it. It was never a marathon that I really fancied doing. I got the opportunity to do with Brooks. And then I was like, you know what? I can see why people like this. Yeah. So, yeah, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me a lot. So, go and check that out, the Brighton Marathon. If, London's not your thing or you can't get into it or whatever. I was chatting yesterday. I think I might try and do Manchester next year. I quite fancy that. Give London a rest. Chairman Antelope, evening, Chris. Buzzing after getting a PB at Brighton yesterday in the Mega Blast. Saw a celebrity, Coach Al en route. Incredible atmosphere. Yeah, Al did well as well. Actually, everybody did well yesterday. But yeah, well done. Congratulations. Tough course. Brighton's not easy. Brighton's not an easy course to run a marathon PB on. So you must have had a really good training block. So well done. And the Mega Blast as well. Mega Blast, again, showing everybody. So I said it in that video. I did that race day shoe video. If you've not seen that, check it out. It's on the channel. My sort of top picks for race day shoes. Mega Blast is in there. Yeah, it's a great shoe. Really is. Okay, what's this one? FORDY. Got London coming up. My last 2 long runs have felt horrendous. Legs gone at about 26 kilometers. This will be my first marathon. Is this normal? Felt way faster in my first. Yes, it is. Blair Daly. I did 18 miles and it was the worst 18 miles of my whole training block. It was absolutely awful. And I was like, and as I said to you, I did 13 miles yesterday, and I was 7 miles. I checked out. I was just like, this is absolutely terrible. I feel awful. How the hell am I going to run 26.2 miles? I'm eating too much. You know, it's just terrible. So yes, it's just fatigue catching up with you. You've been training, you've been working hard, your body's got used to certain things without getting too deep into it. Now is the point in which that fatigue is catching you up and going through. All right. You just got to allow that, adapt to it. It's bloody tough. It's horrible. I feel you. Everybody feels the same. All right. So it's a good sign, believe it or not. I messaged Ben yesterday and I'll tell you what he said. I was just bitching and moaning at him, mainly because he didn't come to support me. Because I had a really big race and he didn't come to support me. What? Sorry, he doesn't listen to these. Where is he? But so I said to Ben, he said, how did it go? I said, it was tough, felt like proper taper legs. He went, that's good though. It's supposed to. It's wise words. It's supposed to. And that's how you know that the taper's working. All right. And that will clear. So don't worry about it too much. All right. But I'm in the same boat. Danny, evening 40, ran the Boston Marathon, not the one that's coming up. Never ran it in worse conditions. Wind was debilitating. Was aiming for 2:59 and ran 3:06. Did a 3-minute PB. Yeah, Danny, that's marathons. Yeah, that is marathons. Look at the guys, and me included. London last year. We all sat there and went, are you taking the piss? I've had the best training block, right, ever. And you're giving me 25, 26 degrees. What can you do? That's marathons. So take stock from the fact that you had a great training block. Think about the learnings from your training block. And think about maybe what you could have done better. And then come back and go hard. That's what I would do. Marathons they're a beautiful thing. They're tough. You know, people underestimate them. But they will always turn around. If they can, a marathon will always, if it can, kick you in the nuts. It will always do it. You got to respect it. And then the day the stars align, you'll nail it. If you've done the training and you're consistent and you commit to the training, at some point when it chooses to, the marathon will reward you. It will reward you big time. Luck will only get you so far with the marathon. Dan did the London landmarks like me yesterday. Great event. Didn't see any of the sights. Was too busy concentrating on my pace, but got 3.5-minute PB. So well, that's a good PB. And that course is such a twisty, windy course. It looked like on my Strava, someone's got a pen and just scribbled all over a map and created a course. That's what it looks like. And with my broken Garmin, by the way, I've still not yielded to Garmin. I'm persisting with my ruined Garmin. But yeah, if you look at my Garmin thing as well, it's the same. But well done. Good to do a PB on that course. Okay, we've seen that one. Yeah, James commenting about the community over the weekend. Yeah, it was unbelievable. If you're not on the Facebook group for the 40 Runs running community, get on there. Unbelievable. The pictures and the posts, truly inspiring. Good evening. Can you recommend thin running socks? As my normal ones are a bit thick for the Mega Blast. Get rubbing on my little toe. That's probably not the socks, Richard. That's the shape of the shoe. And it doesn't matter what socks you put on, you're going to get that. Unfortunately, that means the Mega Blast doesn't work for you. It's not uncommon, by the way. I haven't got any shoes in here, actually, which is weird. Because I'm saying upstairs or in the garage. But I was going to show you. But long story short, the Mega Blast really does cut in. And that ain't going anywhere. So if you're getting that now, it doesn't matter. You can wear barefoot in them. You're still going to get the rubbing in them. I would like, I don't know, if you can send them back or sell them or whatever, they ain't going to work for you. It's the way that they're designed. Unfortunately, the way they cut in just means your foot shape doesn't suit them. don't persist. It will just ruin your feet. I know people who have persisted in them. That upper doesn't give. But in terms of recommending socks, put that to a side. Shoe socks. SHYU. All right. It's pretty cool. Look, hi from Portugal. Whereabouts in Portugal? I love Portugal. The Algarve. Oh, love it. Dave, what's your view on Super Blast? Now you've got some miles in. Dave, go over to the YouTube channel and watch my last video. In fact, Dave, because I'm a nice guy, I'm going to do it for you. Because I put a video out with an update. This is why you need to subscribe. Everybody needs to subscribe and put that bell thing on or whatever they say. I'm not really paying attention to it, but we're all here for Dave. Right, Dave, you ready? Dave. Once you finish this stream, go and watch that. That'll tell you everything you need to know about the Super Blast 3. Parking runs. Evening all. Are you thinking of trying any more of the Chinese shoes? Knowing how you like the Vomero Premium Plus. Yeah, I really like the Vomero Premium, especially in the Volt colorway. You're welcome. I think you'd love the leaning red hair 9H. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no. I mean, I like the Anta a lot. And I've got that as a super trainer. I like that a lot, that shoe. I'm actually looking forward to, after London, getting more miles in that and Dynafish, because they're just shoes you can just run whatever in. I don't really need any more Chinese shoes. I'm not going to get them just for the sake of a video, which is the kind of fashion at the moment. It's got to be if they would fit in. But that said, I do, get interested in stuff that people recommend, like the Dynafish, because you guys recommended it, right? So I may go down that route if I see a purpose for it. Yeah, so that's probably what I do. But yeah, I may. I'm not going to say no, but there's a lot of hype around that shoe. But as I said, don't forget, I've got London coming up. I'm going to have some downtime after London, and then my focus after London is going to be the gym and cutting weight and speed. So I'm going to need to be in lighter shoes like the Anta and things like that, where I can be doing a lot more speed work and things like that. So that's going to be my focus. Longer runs, although I will continue to keep longer runs up because I like running that sort of distance. My focus won't be that much on it. I'll be massively focused on gym, cutting weight, speed after London, once I've got London out of my legs. And then continue to decorate. But good question, Parkmans. Richard's in the house. Again, thanks to everybody who's joining me live. Again, this goes out as a podcast, so I appreciate all of you. If you've got any questions about shoes, you've got some coaching questions. Again, if you want some coaching for autumn or longer term, you want to get down to under 4 hours in the marathon or sub 3, whatever, get in touch. hello@fordyruns.com. You've got to do it now because we have cycles. People, I'll coach them for Brighton, Manchester, London, a couple of halves, whatever. And then they'll come out of the system. So then a couple of seats come up because I only have so many on the team. And then we put them, we fill those seats up. All right. So get in touch. It's worth it. If you really want to take your running seriously, it's worth it. And you don't have to be in the UK. I coach runners all over the world. Richard, I absolutely love the Chasing Dreams videos. Looking forward to the next one. Thanks, Richard. So episode 8 drops on Sunday. That's a reflective one. That's looking back. So we've got a bit of a section in there about the mental side of things in terms of dealing with race day, dealing with the mental aspects that I've struggled with, a little bit about anxiety around races and things like that. But also looking back over my training, it's the reflective one ahead of the race, and that will come out on Sunday. I'll finish editing that at the weekend. Mike runs. Mike, done Brighton yesterday. Huge marathon blues today. Any good summer halves, preferably in the south? Yes, Mike, come and join us at the South End Half Marathon, flat and fast. And all the money goes to charity. So definitely. Sorry, a bit late. Still catch up and stuff after an amazing weekend in Brighton. Yes, it was. Tori, yeah, evening, Chris. Any help or advice for taper week and Maranoia? Yeah, I spoke about that earlier. I'm really struggling with it. The thing is, the best way to get around Maranoia, firstly, is to sleep. Like, focus 100% on your sleep. Like, become like obsessed with sleep, obsessed with hydration. That's like two focuses. On the runs that you do have, make them as high quality as you can. That will reward you because you ain't. There's no point chasing mileage. There's no point chasing speed. There's no point going nuts in the gym. You- you're looking really for maintenance. Yeah, you want to put some work through your legs. You know, some good marathon goal pace in there is going to help you. A few strides at the end of an easy run will help you. But ultimately, you're now letting that fatigue pass through your system and get you to the start line in shape. So focus on, like I said, to you, sleep, hydration, and making sure the sessions that you do are of high enough quality. That's got to be your sole focus. I'm not worried too much. All right. But good luck. Hi, Chris. Given that the endorphin speed has a relatively low stack, are there good option for a half or full marathon for someone who doesn't want to go full carbon, fancies a plate to help hold pace? So you want a nylon plate? Is that what you're saying? Because you're saying you don't want carbon, full carbon, but fancies a plate to help hold pace. Are you asking for a bit of a funny one? That, do you want a plate or don't you want a plate? And they're not that low um, in terms of stack, if I remember rightly. Let me just Google it. 1 sec. Is it like 37? Yeah, 37. So it's not low. I mean, it's low by current standards. I get where you're coming from on that stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is a good option. But I personally would say, you're going to get just as much out of a Mega Blast as you will out of an endorphin speed. Yeah. Oh, this is nice. Look, James, recommend 40 for coaching. Yeah, he just smashed the living daylights out of Brighton. Okay. John ran Brighton yesterday. Great crowds and loads of 40s on course and supporting atmosphere. Reminds me of Gina. Yeah, I'll give you that, John, actually. It does kind of, I said that, I think, myself after running Brighton last year. Kind of GNR vibes ish. Yeah. I'm with you on that one. How would you how would the Mega Blast and Vomero Plus work as a two shoe combo? Would the Vomero Plus and Zoomfly 6 be a better option? Yeah, I mean the Vomero Plus could do all the daily easy stuff. And then you could use your Mega Blast for your longer stuff with a bit of goal pace in there. It can do some of the faster workouts. It won't do the out and out speed stuff. I'd still probably want a lighter, faster shoe in there somewhere. mm, and sack off the Zoom Fly 6. You could probably pick up a Takumi Sen, whatever number, for like 60 quid and add that into a Mega Blast Romero Plus combo. That would probably work. But yeah, they do complement each other, Mega Blast. Although, as I said in the videos I've done, Romero Plus, I've used it on so many long runs in this London block because it's just such a great shoe. But nothing with a hell of a lot of pace. In the early stage, I was using the Romero Plus and then dropping in 3 miles at the end or something like that, 2 miles at marathon goal pace, and it loved it. Parky runs. Yeah, did my first proper training block for Kew Gardens half. My God, felt horrendous during taper, but absolutely exceeded all expectations on the day. It feels rotten, but the taper does work. Yeah, well said. Pete, thoughts on getting a sports massage this close to London? I'm getting one on Thursday. Yeah, I mean, I had one like a week ago, and that's close enough for me. But everybody's different. As long as it's something you've been doing all the way through, absolutely fine. I'm just very sensitive to that sort of stuff. I know people who have them right up until race day. So it depends on you as a person. I mean, it sounds like you're going to do it anyway. But yeah, I'm someone who likes to be left alone near races and things like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's not for me. But again, if you've been having them consistently through it's like anything, is it? Your body's used to it. John saying it was great to have Ben tuning us on at Brighton. Yeah, lucky you. He didn't bother coming to cheer me on. Also, I was Pete. Also, his HRV is stupidly low 2 weeks. I wouldn't pay any attention to that. I won't pay any attention to your HRV, especially if it's on Garmin, because Garmin is useless. I'm an anti-Garmin channel at the moment. But if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, go back and listen to. I can't remember the last live we did when I was just ranting and raving about them because my my watch is broken after about 2.5 years, totally kaput. Um, yeah, but I get what you're going, Pete, in terms of the paranoia. You start looking at all sorts of data, don't you? And you go, hang on a minute, I'm not getting enough of this. This is too hard. This is just, and it just absolutely takes over your life. So I'm with you, but I'm just telling you, ignore it. Very easy to sit here and say that as someone who's in the middle of tape and madness. Paula did her first ever half marathon yesterday at the London Landmarks. Well done. I was there. Hopefully you had a good run. I did 2 hours and 43 minutes and slow and steady for me. My toes are in bits. Any tips? Yeah, let them heal. Give yourself time. Some people saying about the sports massage. When I was away with Mrs. Ford, we had this like spa thing that we put our feet in. It was well nice. Anything like that. But just spend time out of your shoes. But just celebrate. You know, you just ran first ever half marathon. Your feet are going to be a little bit beaten up. So well done. Congratulations. Good event that was yesterday. John, I'm running my first marathon at Grandma's in Minnesota. I love Minnesota. Aiming for 4:15 to 4:30. I like my Puma Magmax one, but they are touch heavy. They Magmax 2 are lighter and a better option. Yes, 100%. 100%. Great shoe. Good luck, by the way. Let us know how you get on, John. I am facing ASL and meniscus injury. Please suggest stability and daily trainer running shoes. Well, the ACL meniscus stuff, the shoes are probably the least you're concerned. I would speak to the physio about how you're going to strengthen to take the pressure off your knees. That's what I would be looking at. Shoes, yeah, I would be looking at issues around those injuries and getting them fixed and working with the physio to work them out. Shoes come later down the line, I would say. Yeah, that's how I would look at that. I'm not a qualified doctor. It might surprise some of you because I'm so like clever. I'm training for a 100K trail run with 6,000 to 7,000 um, D plus, and I'm running about 125K a week. Any tips on supplements for muscle recovery? Protein. I mean, there's loads of other stuff, but you can't beat protein. It's science. Yeah. Good luck though. There is going to be a new Vomero Plus. You are Mike. It's been leaked on Instagram. Yeah, there is a new Vomero Plus. I think it was was it Inga Britson or somebody like that? It was on one of their posts. It's been leaked. Yeah, there is. Jack, hey Fordy, just ran for 20 minutes continuously yesterday, but do you have any tips on running slower without forcing it? It feels sore on the joints when trying. Yeah, I mean, don't rush running continuously when you're starting on your running journey. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking walking breaks. In fact, it's a benefit to take walking breaks as long as they're deliberate and at certain times. Keeping it slow and steady, just concentrate on your breathing. Is an easy way to control pace. Counting out loud, talking out loud can control your breathing because obviously you're exercising your diaphragm, things like that. You're not breathing from up here, you're breathing down there. That controls the pace. It's a lot easier, so look to things like that. That's an easy way not to force it. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking walking breaks as you're trying to extend from like 20 minutes of running continuously as well. Walking breaks will actually help you. Mark. By the way, thanks everybody for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Again, get some questions in now. please, if you want me to answer them. Hi, Fordy. Just got the Deviate Nitro 4, Elite 4 from Sports Shoes with the Easter discount. Ready for my 10K at Holcombe next week. Took them out for some 400-meter efforts and they blew me away. Outsole is only concerned. Yeah, mine's all right, actually. I've done a couple of races in mine and it seems to be holding up all right. It's Puma grip, so it seems to be all right. I absolutely love the shoe. The Deviate Nitro Elite 4 is the best race day shoe out there, I think, at the moment. I just haven't got the bollocks to put them into a race, into a marathon. Sorry, that's the only thing. But yeah, it's phenomenal. Lee's in the house, late to the party. We're traveling home for Brian, but rocks with all the crew down there. Big shout out to the volunteers who personally made my day crossing the finishing line. Yeah, the volunteers are unbelievable down there. Unbelievable. Well done, Lee. Running London from the green start and walking to the start from the O2, about an hour. Oh, Jesus. How restricted is it in the park for crossing to the other starts? We'll have a wide diversion round. It can be a bit of a nightmare. But the green start is part of the I've seen the thing. Is it blue start? But crossing between is not too bad if you're coming from a certain direction. If you're coming from Blackheath, it's all right. You can navigate. But if you're coming from Greenwich, it's a big diversion. I'm pink. I'm going Maze Hill. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend walking to the start from the O2 about an hour before a marathon. That's not a very good idea. I'm aware there's some train stuff going on. If anybody's got any information on the trains, by the way, I'm meant to be coming in from Cannon Street. If anybody knows about strikes and things, can you drop me an email, hello@fordyruns.com, because I need to find out about it. But I wouldn't recommend walking an hour up to that, personally. Hi, Fordy, looking to get my first pair of carbon plate shoes for an up-and-coming half. Which one? Current rotation is Evo SL and Vomero Plus. Any recommendations? Well, we just said the Devo Nitro Elite 4. That's my favourite race day shoe at the moment. Great shoe. You can pick up, my mate picked up version 3 cheap. So that's not a bad shout. Yeah, that's probably a good shout, actually. So yeah, have a look for 3. It's a good call. Bit unstable, so just watch out, but great shoe. I ran the Manchester Half in them last year. Great shoe. I ran all my best times in the marathon in the Pegasus. This is from Andy. I think the 42 are a bit wider. They are. I stick with Pegasus as heavier training. I think the idea of them pick up pace on seasons. What? I ran all best times marathon in Pegasus. Okay. I think 42 are a bit wider. I stick with Pegasus as heavier training. Think the idea of them pick pace up on seasons. I'm not really sure what you're meant to be saying there. But what I can say is that, yes, they are wider. But the Pegasus 42, I'd swerve it. Personally. The React X is so long dated. If you want a decent, stable shoe, which is what you're saying, go and buy the Glide Ride Max 2. It's a far superior product. Yeah. Just do that. I can't decide between the Mega Blast or SE Elite V4. Done all my long runs in the Mega, but ran MK Marathon last year in the SC. Maranoi in full flow. You've done all your long runs in the Mega, go with the Mega. Simple. There you go. I made your decision for you. And 100% get that in terms of the Maranoi. Simon, got my Adidas Pro 4s for my upcoming Shakespeare Marathon in 2 weeks. Excited to use them tomorrow. Also use the 40 rounds discount at Start Fitness. Thank you very much. You are welcome. Looking at Mega Blast, but need some additional art support. Yeah. Maybe put a insole in them. Mind you, that will increase the weight. But maybe that's something to look at. Put that in there. Gary, last question of the day. How close to the start areas at London are people not running allowed to get to? I wouldn't recommend taking anybody who's not running up to the starts for London. Don't get me wrong, my brother's for the last few years, but that's we've got camera equipment and stuff. So he has come with me in the past. But I wouldn't recommend it. It's a very busy place. It's a very, very busy place. And you drop them off at the gate and then you done, and they turn around and then they've got to get back on the tube. So yeah, and you're putting extra people onto the train system. I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother. Oh, what's this from Lisa? We like Lisa, so we'll take this one. Lisa, running marathon London, but this is the first time I've trained where my long runs haven't gone over 3 hours. Instead, ran consecutive long runs, 2 hours. Maranoia is kicking in. Any final words? Lisa, and so this is to anybody who's doing it, the training's done. You can't undo any of it. You can't go back over and increase a long run, do a speed session, go to the gym more. You can't do any of those things now at this point in your taper. All you can focus in on is doing what you can control, which is sleep, eat well, hydrate, put quality sessions in that you have coming up, leading up to the race, and look after yourself. Take care of yourself. Maranoia is normal. Everybody's going through it. You'll be absolutely fine on race day. Just get to the start in one piece and think positively. When you step onto that start line, I want you to feel like the champion of the world before you've even started, because you've just completed an unbelievable training block. Forget about the ups and downs. That's what they're there for, all right? They're there to challenge you. But you will go to that start line feeling like the champion of the world, and then go and enjoy your final lap. All right? Good luck. Last question. How do you plan a race, half or full marathon, in terms of heart rate zones? Right at the start of a race, my heart rate is always a bit higher, yeah, which makes me doubt whether I can maintain the target pace. Question back to you. Have you trained correctly to heart rate through your training plan? That's my question back to you. Because if you're just saying, yeah, I kind of done it on my watch, not being horrible, I ain't interested, because you haven't trained properly to heart rate. So there's no real point looking at your zones. They're probably incorrectly set. You're probably not monitoring your heart rate. Are you doing it all consistently in terms of a monitor? All that sort of stuff, right? That's not to be disrespectful, but people zone in on heart rates and stuff like that, but they're not training properly to heart rate. If you're going to train for heart rate, do it properly. If you have, to counter that, don't doubt the heart rates that you've been training through and the zones you've been training. If you set them correctly, if you've done the work to set them correctly, then they will be right-ish with margin of error. Remember, your heart rate will, factor in certain things, hydration, amount of whatever in your blood and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, there's going to be elements. Are you fighting an illness? Have you had enough sleep? Blah, blah, blah. Have you overtrained, undertrained? There's going to be elements of that will make a change to your heart rate. Okay. So just remember that. But in general, it is the ultimate way to train if you do it correctly. And that's a big if. You have to consistently train with the correct tools in place. Good luck. Hasby, I said I was going to just do my last question and you just jumped in. Evening 40, first training block has shown me loads of benefits. Broken half marathon twice, PB, and 10K over the last 4 weeks. Thanks for your help along the way. Well done, Hasby. Congratulations, big boy. I'm proud of you. And what a way to end the show. Okay, team, if you are like me, got Maranoia, don't worry about it. We're nearly through it, okay? So just stick with it. Good luck to everybody running on Sunday. I'm back here next Monday. So join me next Monday, 8 o'clock. Bring a friend. If you're listening to this as a pod, thank you very much. We appreciate all of you. Again, we've got a pre-recorded show coming on Friday, so make sure you check that out. But that's it from me, guys. Stay with it. Stick with it. We're going to be all right. We're nearly through this, all right? I'll see you guys next week.